Here's the big question for you, Claire. Outside of the side gig, what are your big tips for taking the pressure off? That's a great question. I'm just thinking over it. So what I would say is, I think a lot of the pressure comes externally. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is we put so much pressure on ourselves to please other people, to reach benchmarks that define success within our industry and our careers, whether that's making it into a certain program, making it into a certain school, reaching a certain level of competition, winning a certain amount of money, earning a certain amount of money. All of it comes from the outside. The other thing that we mentioned last night in the happy hour was talking about comparing yourself to other people, especially on social media, where you see only the good and not necessarily the bad. Although I will say during the quarantine, people are sharing more vulnerably and openly about what's going on behind the scenes and not just sharing wins. So we end up worrying so much about reaching benchmarks, pleasing other people, and looking as good as other people on social media. So I found the best way to take pressure off for myself is, as I mentioned, when I walk into a performance or an audition, I have a mantra that I say to myself, which is, choose yourself before others choose you. It's something that my teacher, Mark Schneidley, said to me last year. And if it needs a little bit of clarifying, basically what it's saying is your opinion about yourself matters first, more than other people's. So walk into an audition, walk into a performance, walk into a competition with your own goal set for that day and see if you can achieve it for yourself. See if you can do something for yourself instead of worrying so much about what the other people in the room are thinking. So that even if you get a yes or no, coming out of that room, coming out of that concert hall, coming out of that Zoom session, that live recital, you can say, cool, I nailed that note, or I told that story, or man, I found this other aspect of the character that I have never discovered before, and how exciting is that? So even if in some other person's eyes that wasn't good or it was a failure, in my eyes, I've achieved something and I've moved forward. So that's my biggest suggestion for taking the pressure off.